Hello artists, we're back. So we're going to continue adding some patterns onto our pumpkins. Looking at this space, looking at my samples, this one looks really great because the background has some patterns as well as the pumpkin itself. This one, as great as it is, could probably use something in the background. So today we're going to explore adding some patterns in the background and creating an interesting background space. So I'm just going to take my pencil again. Remember, I'm drawing with Sharpie, just so you can see on the document camera, but we're sketching first, always with pencil. So I'm going to start dividing up maybe my background space into, I'm going to take a line somewhere, I'm going to draw a line to the edge. One space, and I'm going to end it about over here. Two. Then I'm going to go to the pumpkin, draw another line off the edge. Keep going. Okay. I'm going to the edge. I'm just making these spaces that will be good spaces to add some more patterns. Just like when we drew the pumpkin, you drew your oval shape and then you added some other parts of the pumpkin, so you're going to have your patterns fitting inside the shapes you create. So I'm going to do one here, maybe one here, and then I'm kind of going to just add another one here for some interest, and maybe one here for some interest. Okay, then I'll maybe add one other little section. Okay, you don't want to do too many because you want to be able to focus a good chunk of space on your patterns. So maybe I'm going to focus this time on a shape you might recognize, a geometric shape. Can you name it? Yep, you're right, a triangle. So I'm going to try and see what happens as I repeat some triangles. Maybe I'll do some upside down triangles and then revert. Creates an interesting pattern which will look interesting, I think, when I start adding my colors, which patterns can be also not only created by repeating lines, but patterns can be created by repeating colors. So we'll get to that later. Okay, so I'm finishing up my triangles and trying to fill up all the space. Next, I'm going to go focus on a line. Okay, so maybe I'm going to do some these lines. I like this. Can you name them? Spiral. Hopefully you remember that. I'm going to have half a little spiral here, being sure to fill up my space. Spirals are kind of fun lines to draw. Maybe a half of one here, going all the way to the edge. Okay, now what else can I add? I'm going to add some, ooh, I love those loopy lines. I'm going to add some loopy lines in here. Only see a little bit of the loopy lines because of the space I created. Maybe I'm going to make a wavy or curved line next. Have fun with these. Think of some lines and shapes, again, that you'd like to show up. And make sure in each space you're focusing on that line or shape. So when it comes time to color, you'll have an interesting section to color. I'm running out of space. Let's see what else we've got to think about. How about this organic shape? I'm going to do this little leafy shape. And they can always be different because organic shapes, no two are alike. They're shapes like we see in nature. I'm going to have this one kind of go off the edge of the space. Maybe you'll only see a half of one. And let's put a one of those geometric shapes. I'm going to do some squares. Rectangles are good too. Going off the edge. Ooh, maybe I'll stagger these squares so the ones below it are like in between these two. Okay. So I want you to have fun with filling up your space with patterns, thinking critically like an artist. Make sure you're like using all your space wisely. Looking at the composition, what shows interest, making sure it has a variety of different ideas. And then you're going to keep going. The last spaces I'm going to leave blank because I want you to get to work. But I would work on filling this space, this space, this space, this space, and maybe even small patterns in the stem of the pumpkin. When you're done with your pencil sketch, we'll begin to trace with a dark pen or marker so that all your colors, when you get ready to color, pop out. Have a great rest of your day, artists, and thanks for watching.